Not to try and even like score some fucking beers because I gotta go see the Avengers tonight. So yeah. In the meantime, go see if I can't platinum this in the time I have before the movie. I mean, I got about 3.5, 4 hours before I really gotta actually start getting ready. So let's see.
Do you think he'll recover?
I don't know. It's too soon to say. We should let him rest. He's been very feeble for weeks. He can't get up. He doesn't speak. Do you think we should call a doctor?
Call a doctor? Here?
You're right. Let's just hope he wakes up one of these days.
Oh, already I'm fucking confused.
Come on, my friend. Hang on. Don't give up. Please.
Wake up, Michael. Come on, you have to wake up.
Where are you? Where are you hiding?
Please, Michael, wake up. Wake up.
This silence. This darkness. Where am I? Damn it. I can't remember. Who are you? Who's there?
Michael, please wake up. You have to wake up.
Michael? Is that my name? Please tell me where I am. I can't remember anything. What's happening? What is this place? Please, tell me.
Wake up, Michael. Please wake up. Wake up now.
Don't go. Please come back. This silence. This darkness. This emptiness.
Good morning. I hope you're feeling better.
Oh, I'm already feeling good. I only spent like $7 after tax to get this.
Wonderful news. I must say you're looking much better.
Seems like a fairly easy platinum.
Who are you?
Ah, yes, of course. Forgive my manners.
Ah, yes, of
You've
course.
been with us for so long that I forgot that you don't know who we are. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Rod
Fuck
Atkinson.
you, Rod.
I'm
And your
well,
shitty
I was
fucking
the director
apartment.
of the municipal property registry before, well, you know, before the world collapsed on us.
Pleased to meet you, Mr. Atkinson. But
It is a straight up
Where
old
am I?
school fucking
is this
point and
place?
click adventure,
You are
that's for
in
sure.
what
Not
I
even like, oh, pick
venture
one
to
of the
call
options.
our
Nah,
home,
use your
our
fucking joystick
humble,
and like a
hopefully
mouse and click, you
temporary
son of a
home.
bitch.
This is one of the many
Like, oh,
trailers that
okay,
make up
that's
the refugee
cool.
camp. And believe me, we can consider ourselves lucky to live between these four walls. Most of the inhabitants of this hellhole, excuse my crude language, have nothing more than plastic tarps and cardboard for shelter.
wait a second. Did you say refugee camp?
Raid.
Yes, of course.
So bad.
The Facility for Temporary Accommodation of Disaster Victims is what they called it. You know, after the army declared martial law following the catastrophe. You
Oh,
look a little
now I know, I
confused,
guess.
if you don't mind my
Fucking
saying so.
asshole.
Do you really not know what I'm talking about?
I don't know. I'm afraid not. Let me ask you. Can you tell me what I'm doing here?
Yes, of course. I think we owe you an explanation. A few days after the Great Wave, we found you lying in a ditch near the airport. You were badly injured and unconscious. We couldn't just leave you there. Someone had already stolen your luggage and identification. It was awful. So we decided to take care of you ourselves and brought you here. You've been with us ever since. By the way, I should tell you that when we found you, your clothes were ripped to shreds, so we threw them away. The clothes you're wearing now are mine. You'll find more things in that wardrobe. If you need anything, just help yourself.
Thank you, Mr. Atkinson. But... you said with us. Who else lives here?
Ah, yes, of course. I still haven't properly introduced my family to you. Now is a bad time, but I promise to make proper introductions later. My wife and I sleep in the other room, and, well, little Colin sleeps with us.
Colin?
Yes, Colin is our only child. Our one ray of hope since the catastrophe. I'm going to confess something to you. Colin is the only reason my wife and I still struggle to keep going in this new world. We would have given up a long time ago if it weren't for him.
Of course. I understand. So that was your wife's voice that woke me up a few minutes ago, right?
My wife? No, that's impossible. My wife has been with me in the other room the whole time. We haven't come out of there for hours. But I'm glad you're feeling better and are fully conscious now. I guess we could say you've been reborn. And although the circumstances aren't the best, simply being alive nowadays is practically a luxury. So, welcome to our home.
The Great Wave? What are you talking about?
Well, what would I be talking about? That damned, excuse my language, explosion that brought ruin to all of us. The origin of this filthy new world that now seems to be our permanent reality. But do you really not remember? Do you really not remember anything about all this?
I feel a little weak and dizzy, Mr. Atkinson. Excuse me. I'm afraid I can't. I can't remember a thing.
I see. There have been many cases like yours in the camp. Try to rest and not to get too agitated. Well, there's one thing I can tell you. You can consider yourself fortunate. There's nothing nice to remember about recent times, believe me.
From what you've told me, I see that you've saved my life. I'm very grateful, Mr. Atkinson.
No, please. You don't have to thank us. We just did what we had to. It's our moral obligation to uphold the ethical principles of civilization in this new world. But call me Rod, please. And, well, we also did it for Colin, you see. What kind of future does he face if we accept that it's every man for himself, that no one cares about anyone else? It's a terrifying prospect, don't you think? We're just doing whatever we can to avoid that future, that's all.
Rod! Rod!
Oh, she's getting some rock.
Please excuse me, but I have to leave you now.
No, wait,
Wait,
please.
that's not my name.
What's
Sure.
happening? Don't go yet.
I'm sorry, I understand that you have a lot of questions
Well, I
to
just
ask
heard
me,
my wife
but now
moaning
isn't
and
the
her
time.
shouting, "Rod."
Believe
I
me,
must
I
have
promise to answer each and every one of your questions in peace and quiet later. Sorry, but I have to go.
Rod, please, quickly!
Okay, all right.
Now that you're feeling better, you can go out and take a walk around the camp. But please, be very careful out there. The world you knew before is gone. Heed my warning, don't touch anything. Don't talk to anyone. And don't get mixed up in anything. At least
Well, I'm
until
sure
someone
I'm gonna do
explains
all
to
those
you how
things,
things
so
work in this
thanks.
new world the Great Wave left us. Everything has changed so much out there.
All right. Thanks for the advice.
Ah, one more thing before I go. You've been with us for quite a while now, and we don't even know what to call you. What is your name?
My name? Michael. My name is Michael.
Very pleased to meet you, Michael. We'll talk again later, I promise.
Michael. That's what that disembodied voice called me. That must be my name. Wake up, Michael. That's all she said. Leaving me in this immense void where I can't remember anything. Great wave? New world? Refugee camp? But what the devil could have happened out there? I think it might be a good idea to go out there and take a look. Well, look at that. When I pulled back the sheet, part of it got torn on the spring sticking out of the bed frame. I hope Rod doesn't notice. There's a very worn old notebook hidden under the lid. The cover is practically falling off the spiral binding. It looks like someone stashed it here some time ago, and then forgot about it. Good God. What the hell happened here? Rod was right. I don't know what hit this place. But whatever it was, it struck into its very foundations, without any mercy whatsoever. What's happening now?
You better hide, dude. Don't you know that it's dangerous to show your face when the cleanup brigades come into the camp? You're new here, aren't you?
Yeah, you could put it that way.
Well, welcome to your new home. I'm Hank, but everyone calls me the Hunter.
I'm... Michael. But what's going on up there?
Nothing, Mike, just routine. The cleanup brigades are taking away a sick person, a dissolved. You know how it is, just doing their job. Ironically, that house belongs to one of the camp moles. Those traitorous scumbags.
Brigades, dissolved, moles... I don't know what you're talking about. I can't remember anything.
Oh, I see, you're a blankhead. Well, you better get up to speed real quick if you want to survive here, Mike. Find me if you need help, dude. I can get you whatever you need. Doesn't matter where it is, how fast it runs, or where it tries to hide. That's why they call me the Hunter.
All right. I'll remember that.
Oh, they called you Hunter because you're a fucking asshole.
Don't you know who I am? Come back here!
They shot that poor man in cold blood. But why did they do that? Hey, Hank? I'm afraid he's gone. I'm not gonna do it. Too many things around me have already gone up in smoke. The entire world has been reduced to ashes.
The fuck?
But what's happening? What is this? What the hell's going on here? Good God. I think I'm starting to lose my mind.
No, acid flashbacks.
Ouch! Damn it! This vacant lot is full of trash and broken glass. I managed to rip open the sole of my foot in a rusty nail.
Hey,
Oh,
it's not a good idea to walk around barefoot in this enormous trash heap. You won't get very far without shoes.
Yeah, thanks for the tip.
The tip is yours to keep. But if you come near my things, you're a dead man. Understood? Wait, I recognize you. Aren't you the guy Rod's been taking care of in his trailer all this time?
Yes, I am. Do you know Rod?
Of course I do. Everyone in the camp knows Rod. You owe him your life. Don't doubt that for a second. Nowadays, no one in his right mind would do what he did for you, for a total stranger.
Yes, I'm very grateful to him. But tell me, can I ask you a few questions? I've been hearing about an enormous explosion, the Great Wave. What on earth are they talking about?
But what kind of question is that? Where have you been all this time? Sleeping in a cave?
Well, you could say that.
The Great Wave is the reason we're confined here like animals. The entire world went to hell in a handcart that day, and we went with it.
Confined? Do you mean we can't leave the refugee camp?
Refugee camp. I've always found that term amusing. It seems like things on the other side of the fence work a little better. But here, look around you. Does this look like a refugee camp? It's an army detention camp, and you're a prisoner. Once you come in here, you lose everything, even your name. To them, you're nothing more than a rat, just another camp rat. You'd never be able to get through the gate, especially if you don't know anyone or don't have any contacts on the outside. Doesn't matter who you might have been before the old world collapsed. Believe me, I speak from experience. If you're just a camp rat, I'm afraid the only way out of here is feet first. I don't know if you get my meaning.
Of course I do. Thanks for your encouragement.
You can keep the words, but come near my things and you're...
I've been able to see that with my own eyes. Can you tell me anything else?
Okay, I'll tell you what I know. The Great Wave hit us one Friday afternoon right out of the blue. I remember it perfectly because I'd just come out of an important meeting at that precise moment. I'd made a lot of money from a very fat contract. Yes, sirree, Bob. Very, very fat. First, we felt the ground quaking, as if a volcano was about to erupt right under our feet. I had to get out of my car and run. Then came the explosions. Glass broke. Buildings toppled. And then for weeks, the stench of corpses rotting in the streets. In just a few hours, that damn Great Wave set us all with our businesses, our money, and our convertibles.
The Dark Ages?
Of course, in a matter of minutes, we were... And after the initial chaos, the Dissolved started. That stupid breach up there that no one... The fact is that the remains of the old system only held up for a...
The New World.
Yes, indeed. You catch on fast. Welcome to the future.
This shooting. Could you explain to me what just happened here?
Explain what, exactly? That show the cleanup brigades put on? Someone got too chatty and ratted out a sick person, that's all. There's usually a pact of silence in the camp. No one likes to see one of their own in those ambulances. But in this case, the Dissolved was a relative of one of the camp moles. Ironic, isn't it?
But they shot a man.
Yes, so they did. So what? The price of human life has gotten a lot cheaper lately. That needn't surprise anyone these days.
Did you say dissolved?
Of course, the Dissolved. But what the hell's wrong with you? Those people are a real plague. They're sick, and, so they say, highly contagious. Let me give you a piece of advice about them. If you see one, run the other way like he was the devil himself. Even if they don't give you that deadly disease or drive you crazy with their trances, the cleanup brigades will kill you for hiding one. You saw it with your own eyes. They don't even respect their own camp moles.
A camp mole? What is that exactly?
A spy. A stool pigeon. It's in the Army's interest to control the camp from inside. And so they pay some of the inhabitants to feed them information about what happens on this side of the fence. Who comes in, who goes out, who causes trouble. And, of course, they're scumbags, but very well-paid scumbags. And they have certain privileges that no one else in here has. Never trust a mole. They'll do anything to hang on to the favors the army gives them in this hellhole.
Okay.
You're welcome. But stay away from the...
Tell me about Rod Atkinson.
Well, I don't know him very well, but they say he's decent enough. Too decent for the times we're living in. Did you know that before coming here, he was someone important? I think he worked for the government, and he still has some good contacts on the outside. But they're not good enough to get that stupid do-gooder and his family out of here.
Stupid do-gooder?
Well, you know how it is. Rod is one of those good Samaritans who think they can save the world. He has helped a lot of people in the camp, but I think he's going to run into problems. I reckon that he's too weak for these times. I don't know how long he'll be able to survive.
You said he had a son. A pretty good reason to hang on, don't you think?
Yes, Colin. I haven't seen that kid running around here for some time. You know if he's all right?
I don't know. I still haven't seen him. His father told me about him.
Well, I'm glad he's not anywhere near me. That brat doesn't have anything better to do than to try to snoop in my shopping cart.
Well, I'll be going on my way. Good luck to you, pal.
Just be sure to stay away from my things.
Let's see. I could swear that the lid is just the right size for this drum. Perfect.
Damn it! What's going on? This damn shithole is going to be the end of us.
I'll have to do this quickly before... Let's see what we have. Ugh. I don't see anything but rotten food. Wait a minute. It seems like there's also a small... What the hell is this guy doing with so much plastic money?
A person can't even breathe in this hellhole anymore.
Let's see if I can do this. Good. The mechanism gave way in the first try, but the card is trashed. For my sake, I hope that guy outside never finds out about this. Okay. Let's see how well this protruding bed spring can cut. I'll use a little of what's in the bottle to soak the bandages. Here goes. I'll use the bandages on my foot. I hope the alcohol is enough to keep it from getting infected. Let's pray this improvised remedy doesn't lead to a delightful case of gangrene.
What bastard put a lid on the drum? You tried to suffocate me, you bunch of assholes!
I think that guy out there just discovered the reason for a sudden coughing fit.
Some coward in this shithole wanted to suffocate me! Me! Who was it? Who was it? Come back here so I can give you back your lid, you son of a bitch!
Did you hear that noise, Rod? What's going on?
I don't know. I'll go... I think it's that poor drunk who's always hanging around the trailer. It's a good thing poor Colin can't hear.
Don't ever say anything like that again.
I'm sorry, honey. What are you doing here? Get out of here! You've no business being in this room!
Rod, I'm sorry. But what's...
Get out of here, Michael! You didn't see... Excuse my outburst. I shouldn't have behaved that way. It's not like me. It's just that I can't stand to see Colin suffer this way. So for your own...
Away?
It's no use trying to hide it. You're bound to find out, and the authorities claim his illness is highly
Highly contagious? The dissolve?
Michael! I won't let Yes. Colin...
And what exactly does the disease consist of?
I don't know, Michael. No one really does. The only news is what the army brings us. They say the disease is highly contagious, but no one has ever come back after being carried off in one of those...
Yes, of course.
They say that all the victims are condemned, that at the end of their suffering and their trances... I think that even the army is afraid of the victims. Really strange things happen around, things you wouldn't...
What things happen around?
Strange things, with no... In their trances, they go places, Michael. They bring back information, and we've been living like this for weeks. The things that are happening around Colin...
Talking to the dead? Jesus. But how did Colin get infected?
We don't know. No one knows how the disease is spread. The only thing we know is that the disease appeared after the catastrophe, and that it's spreading like wildfire.
So the Great Wave brought the dissolved with it?
Yes, but don't use that word again. It's so cruel and disrespectful. In effect, that's the only thing we know for sure about all this insanity. The Great Wave took everything from us and left us with this epidemic.
What's happening to Colin is terrible. If only there was something I could do.
Well, Michael, I'm convinced that our finding you was no...
But you said yourself that all the victims are condemned.
No, all is not lost. It seems that in the city, on the other side of the fence, the victims have access to a drug. But we can't get it here. And my contacts out there, well, let's just say they can't do anything to help.
So there's a drug that can cure them?
Yes, but they say that producing it takes a long time and is very expensive. And so it's reserved for city dwellers who can get us that drug, Michael. Colin's time.
Getting involved looks dangerous. I saw that shooting out there. There's also the possibility of infection.
Infection? Are you afraid for your life, Michael? Without our help, you'd be dead. What's more, I could help you in return. I could help...
Give me back what I lost? But you hardly know me.
I know the essential part, Michael.
Blankhead?
A blankhead is a person with no memories. It seems that the Great Wave had an enormous neurological impact on certain people, Michael. You're not the only one, or even the worst case. There are people who even forgot how to talk and how to walk after the explosion. Some ended up dying of starvation. They forgot what food looked like, how to chew it, even that eating was a necessity. You can consider yourself lucky. You still remember how to keep yourself... The natural recovery process is slow. It can... Listen to me, Michael. Is just a shadow. Or even worse, I still have some contacts out there. I could trace your name, your data in... I could restore your hope, but please.
I'm grateful for your help, Rob.
Listen to me, Michael. In fact, my wife and I have everything prepared for when he leaves us. Our child is the only thing that keeps us holding on in the new world. Nothing would have any meaning for us.
Man, this game is fucking bleak
so if there
as
is even the
shit.
slightest chance of saving him, we are prepared to do
Just
whatever
like, oh,
it takes.
by the way, everything's
Please,
just fucked.
Michael,
What's
help
that?
us.
Yep, no, everything's fucked. You're fucked. Everything's fucked. Alright, that's good.
For God's sake, listen to him. He's just a child.
Rod, come in here, quick!
Bring us that cure. Colin is our own. Goodbye, Michael.
No, Rod, wait. Bring a drug? Is he out of his mind? I can barely remember who I am. But Rod was right. He offered to help me get my life back. My memory to get that. Wait a minute. Before leaving, I should write down everything important I find out in this notebook. It might come in handy If, as Rod says, I'm one of the blankheads the great wave left in its wake. Nothing of interest. The floor of the room is littered with useless junk like this. But wait a minute. I think I can see something sticking out from under that piece of wood.
Hey! You filthy rat! Get out of my house! Do you hear me? Out!
Forgive me.
We've got nothing left for you to steal. Go back to your sewer, you filthy rat! Scram!
No, you've got it all wrong. But wait a minute. I recognize...
Yes? My name...
But what happened? Why did they shoot your husband?
It's all your fault. All because of you camp rats. One of you reported him for harboring a dissolved. And those army pigs opened fire without even caring. Or how hard my husband had worked.
So the lady the cleaner...
That was my mother. I'm damn filthy rats. It was you, people.
Why is everything all over...
They left us nothing. They'd been hanging around waiting for days. It seems like those bums have a sixth sense about where a dissolved is being hidden. When they saw my husband injured and lying on the ground, and looted our...
Bums? Envious rats?
Them! All... Everyone living here in this camp. What we have are...
So they envy you because you're...
Don't call him... He collaborated...
And in this collab...
Shut up! You're just like the... And what are the three of us gonna do? We'll lose everything!
You said the three of us. Is there someone else in the family?
We have 2 children. 2 small boys. And in this camp, envy eats away at everybody. Now we'll be outcasts. No one will help us when my husband is gone. Winter will come, our money will run out, and my children will starve. Those 2 brats wear me down with their antics. I have to chase after them all the time, but they're my children, and none of this is their fault.
How is your husband?
He's badly injured. One of the bullets went through his stomach. He's not gonna make it. He's really suffering. He's in excruciating pain. If we at least had some morphine to ease his pain.
What privileges are you going to lose?
As a collaborator, my husband always received special treatment from the army. More generous rations of food and water. A little money, clothes, a treat now and then for the kids. And now all of that's gonna end. We won't be able to leave the camp. When he dies, they'll take away his gate pass. We'll die locked up in here. Like you rats.
Did she say a gate pass? Listen, Misha, I can help you.
And just how are you gonna help us, rat?
There's something important I urgently need to get from the other side of the fence. While I'm out there, I could also get some morphine for your husband. I've heard that things are better in the city. It shouldn't be too hard for me to find some. But first I need to get out of the camp.
Like I told you, my husband has a pass that gets him through the gate. I could lend it to you, but I don't trust you. I don't trust you or any other filthy rat in this camp. Beat it! Get out of here!
If I want to get my identity back, I need that drug for the dissolved. And to get it, I have to leave the camp. I have to do whatever it takes to gain this woman's trust. No matter how unpleasant. Listen to me. I'm not just... You told me you were worried about winter. Then will you trust me?
I don't know. Bring me the food. First, you bring me food for my children.
I'll do it. Hi, kids.
Hello, sir.
What are you up to?
We're doing target practice. We're going to be real good shots. Someday, we'll get those pigs.
How awful. These children, poor kids. And how is the target?
Bad at the moment. We need a real target, or we'll never be able. Yeah, we need a better target. Thank you. Now.
My name is Michael.
Hello, Michael.
I need your help, boys.
How can we help you, Michael?
I have to get something from inside your house. It's something I need so that I can help your father. Understand? But your mother is very agitated, and I need you to give me a hand with her. It's a mission.
What do you want us to do, Michael?
I need you to get your mother out of the house for a few minutes. Just long enough for me to go in and get what I need. Do you think you can do that?
Of course, we're big boys.
I'll owe you. I promise to give you a reward.
Okay, let's do it. A mission.
Oh, my head! What the hell's going on? Oh, God! My head feels like it's gonna explode!
Michael, please, help us, help us. Please, remember, Beechwood Oracle.
Mindfuck.
It's the sun.
Seriously, this dude's on some crazy ass trip. What's it turn out to be?
Enough! Please! Enough!
Eat the bad acid! Fuck!
Do it. Remember, Beechwood Oracle.
God, what are these images? And that woman's voice. It's the same one that woke me up in the trailer. I'm trying to remember. And stop tormenting me. I hope Rod helps me find some answers. If not, I'll go mad. Absolutely mad.
Greetings, pal. What's this? Are you proposing a trade? Because if you are, you came to the right place.
What do you sell here?
Anything you can eat or drink. Anything that fits into a box or a bottle. For other types of goods, talk to the hunter directly. What do you need? Liquor? Cigarettes? Food?
I could use some food.
You're in luck. We have some of these emergency food rations the authorities distributed among the neediest inhabitants of the camp in the first weeks after the Great Wave. You know, a bunch of them just happened to fall into our hands. What do you have to offer in exchange?
I have this pack of cigarettes.
Virginia tobacco. There's not much of this in the camp. That's a good start. But it's not enough. The pack's been opened and several cigarettes are missing. I'd need something more.
Would a bottle of liquor do?
Fantastic. I think that's a fair price. I'll take both of them. Here you go, pal. The food package is all yours. Enjoy it in good health.
Better not. It's not that I don't trust my culinary skills, it's that this food is pre-cooked and ready to eat. Here, this is what I promised you.
That's all the food you brought? This will barely feed us for 2 days.
I'm sorry, it's very complicated getting more in the camp. I only wanted to show you that you can trust me, that I can help you.
That's what all you rats in this trash heap say? But in the end, only thing you're interested in is taking advantage of my husband and me.
I've held up my part of the bargain. Isn't that proof enough? Listen, let me have that pass to get out of the camp, and I promise I'll come back with the morphine you need to ease your husband's suffering.
Ah, okay. But you better hurry. Here.
What's this? A bracelet?
It's like an ID badge. Wear it and the soldiers will recognize you. It won't just get you out of the camp. It'll also help you avoid all kinds of problems with the army once you reach the city. I'm not sure I'm doing the right thing by giving it to you. Just don't betray me, you rat. Bring me that morphine for my husband, and I promise you, I'll give you lots of money in return. Much more money than you could earn in a lifetime in this
No, that's not necessary.
I have to know you're coming back. I don't trust any of you, and I know that money is the only thing that'll make you keep your word. All you camp rats are alike. Now get out of my sight, and don't make me regret this. And don't come back without my husband's morphine. There'll be a fat wad of cash.
Okay.
Go through that gate, and I'll blow your head off with one shot, rat.
Do you need to get a closer look at what I have on my wrist?
Wait a minute. Look, he's got on one of those ID bracelets the camp moles wear. Those cockroaches are very useful to us in here. Lower your gun and let him leave.
You heard him. Get out of here, rat.
So, I enter the city. It welcomes me with its most merciless and bitter grimace. What I see before my eyes is not what I expected. Doomsday made it here, too. Even if no one in the refugee camp knows it yet. Damn it. The city looks as bruised and battered by the catastrophe as the rest of us.
Help me, please! Help me! Don't let them find me in the street after curfew. They'll take me to the refugee camp. Help me, please! But don't make any noise. There's a patrol just round the corner.
But what is it you need me to do?
It's almost curfew. I need a place to sleep. I need a place to hide, or they'll send me to the refugee camp. Don't you understand?
What is all this about a curfew?
At curfew, the soldiers want the streets cleared. And the way they see it, if you're out on the street after curfew, it means that you've got nowhere to go. You don't have a home. You don't belong here. And that makes you a rat. And so they take you to the refugee camp. I can't go to the camp.
You need a roof over your head, and you don't have anywhere to go.
I used to, but it doesn't exist anymore. I owned an apartment a few blocks from here. The block was badly damaged by the Great Wave, but it was still standing.
And what happened to your home?
This morning, we had to evacuate the area in a hurry. We ran out in the streets and a few hours later, all with 40 years of memory. But I can't let them take me to the camp. I need... Please.
Okay, give me those bolt cutters. I'll see what I can do.
This house was empty, but the army has sealed it off. If I can just get this padlock... I need to get in here. If the soldiers find us, they...
Impossible. I'm sorry.
I need to get in.
I'm looking for a place. Something like a pharmaceutical warehouse. Would you know anything about that?
I don't really know. There's a small medical center just outside the city limits. I suppose you mean that, right? They built it in a hurry, just knocked it together, after the Great Wave. No one really knows what it's for, but there are vehicles going in and out of the place all the time. Whatever they're doing in there, they're keeping it very secret. Not even my daughter would...
Did you say your daughter?
Yes, my daughter. I'm afraid she left me. I suppose because one day she simply left the house. I think she was right to leave me.
I'm sorry.
Help me!
Send us a sign, Lord. We need a sign from you.
Hey, wait a minute.
Are we guilty of a rout? Speak with your... Is this... Unleash your...
I'm getting a strong impression, but a sermon may...
Did we do it? Are we the guilty ones? The ruins of the temple.
Good idea. I can try to remove the damp earth with these shards of glass. I've managed to excavate a little bit, but these shards of glass are too small and blunt. Maybe I need something bigger that cuts better to make a decent hole.
The thunderous voice of your angels through the gash. That is your sign.
I think the man hanging on that cross has already had his share of nails.
Did we do it? Are we the guilty ones?
Let's see. If I wedge one of the ends of the plank under the statue's pedestal, the other part will rest directly on the base of the toppled column.
The ruins of the temple, the lion above the flames. We still have time. We're waiting, Lord. Did we do it? Illuminate us. Send us a sign with your just and vengeful arm. Is this our fault? Listen! It's the fiery breath of God. The Lord has sent us his sign. And I was right. It is all our fault. We did it, and we have aroused his fury.
What the hell's going on here?
No, that's the sign. Forgive us, Lord. Forgive us. Repent, all ye sinners.
It's the atmospheric phenomenon I've been hearing so much about. That infernal sound coming from the crack in the sky. It's terrifying.
That is the sign. We did it. Forgive us, Lord. Forgive us. My children, God has spoken to us with his darkest voice. Haven't you heard him? But there's still time. All is not lost. We still have time. Salvation lies in the place where it all began, in the ruins, at the source. We must return to the ruins of the temple. We must return. We must.
Well, look at that. Next to this enormous hunk of... I'd better get rid of him. I'll do this very carefully, so that the glass doesn't break in two. Perfect. The hole I've dug is big enough to get to the other side of the fence. Good God. There are dozens, hundreds of corpses hanging from the branches. What could have drawn all these people here? What kind of desperation? These are the corpses of ordinary people who were living their ordinary lives. Could any of them have imagined forgotten and nameless? And all those savages in uniform, they didn't even bother to cut their... I'm afraid that tonight is suicide. Impossible. One of its ends is tied to the crowbar, and the other... well... They already have their own rope. They won't want mine. They already have their own rope. They won't want mine. Some so recent that the shadows of those people in the city I talked to were right. These poor souls look like fruit dangling from the trees. The great wave left behind a sad harvest in this place. They already have their own rope. They won't want mine. They're... Hang him again? Good God, but why? What for? They already have their own rope. They won't want mine. Forget it. They would make a pretty gruesome piñata. Maybe with the help of the crowbar, I can get the subway sign off the wall. Damn it! I've managed to tear it down, but the subway sign is broken in two. I could lasso it, like in the westerns. But even so, I'm sure that these goons would realize that the generator was missing right away. Okay, let's see if I can open this. Got it. Let's see. I'm sure that if I... Good. The upholstery came off along with one of the elastic bands that was holding it to the seat. As dead as that tree is, it still looks strong enough to tie the rope to. Before I go down, I'll leave the heavy stuff here, in case the rope doesn't support my weight. Underneath the surface, there must be many more of these stones. No doubt that the remains of a structure. It seems... I'll get my stuff. This quilted fabric fits the size of the window perfectly. First, I'll take down this advertising poster. Okay, let's try this. And let's cross our fingers that the seat cover absorbs the noise of the breaking glass. If the soldiers next door find me, they'll blow my head off without bothering to ask questions.
You've done it. Thank you. Thank you. I'm safe now. God bless you, stranger. You...
Take care of yourself, old man. Don't open the door. Frankly, I don't think that this is the sign Reverend Blake was talking about so fervently. The head of the lion above the flames. I think this must be yours.
The head of the lion. The head of the lion above the flames. The ruins of the temple still exist. Salvation is still possible. We can prevent it. We can still prevent it. Don't you understand? The annihilation of time. The wrath of God for our arrogance. There's still time. I have to return to the ruins of the temple. I have to go back to the ruins of the temple.
Wait a minute! Whew. There's no question in my mind. This man is a complete lunatic. I could toss it, but I doubt if those dogs are going to pick it up and return it to me. I'm afraid these beasts belong to a species that's somewhat harder to domesticate. So, Let's see. I just made a primitive homemade slingshot.
Hello, Michael.
Hi, kids.
We got Mom out of the house. Now what about that reward?
Yes. I think I have something you might like. I don't know if I'm doing the right thing. They're just kids. And this could get them into trouble. I know perfectly well what they're going to use it for, but their aim is amazing. And a little commotion on the camp fence could be a good thing for everyone. Besides, they want to do something for their father, and those pigs at the gate deserve.
What is it, Michael? Tell us, what is it?
I know it's something you're really going to like. Here you go. It's a slingshot.
It's a slingshot! Thank you, Michael. With this, we'll be able to hit the watchtowers. Come on, let's try it. That'll teach you pigs.
Attention, all units in Sector 12. Report immediately to the North Watchtower. I repeat, report immediately to the North Watchtower.
What's going on?
I don't know. It must be something serious. Come on, let's go.
You hit him! Haha, yes! So what do we do now? I don't know. We've got to get out of here. Quickly! Run!
I better take this with me. Let's see what's on the other side of this hedge. No! Please! These visions! My head!
You won't get any of his things. I won't allow it. Do you hear me?
Michael, is that you? Thank God we found you. It's me, Chris. Don't you recognize me? But there is a solution, Michael. All is not lost. There is still a possibility of salvation for us. For each and every one of us.
You have to stop this, Michael. You have to quit.
I can't do it.
It's destroying us, don't you see? It's killing us.
It's that demon inside me. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. These visions are getting more intense all the time. The pain is unbearable. Who's Chris? Salvation is still possible, he said. Could that be true? And once again, that female voice has been haunting me since I woke up. Who is she? Why was she so distressed? What the hell happened to us? Or is going to happen to us?
Okay. I'll wear the gloves to cut the electrified wire. Perfect. Let's see what's down here. It's a trapdoor, and it looks like it hasn't been used in a long, long time.
What is this place? Where the devil am I?
It seems like the small building at the ground level is just camouflage. The most important part is here underground.
Are all of them dissolved? How many patients can there be packed in here? Dozens? Hundreds? This is horrible!
Let's see if this grate can be removed. Perfect. It looks like this hole leads to a passageway on the other side. There's a bunch of papers stuck to the door of the closet. There seems to be some type of bureaucratic form among them. Military personnel, GPS, targets, rifles. I'm afraid what's... I'd rather use a key to open this case, but I'm a bit short on time. So...
Who is it? Who's there?
Oh, excuse me,
What are you doing here? Have you come to steal something? Take one more step and I'll call the soldiers.
No, wait, please, don't do that.
Security, this is Nurse Uma Grundy. I need you to come right away.
No, wait! Wait a minute. Did you say Uma? Nurse Uma?
Yes, that's my name.
Wait, please don't turn me in. I know your father. I saved his life just a few hours ago. They were going to deport him to the refugee camp, but I was able to stop it.
My God, did you say my father? Tell me, how is he? Has anything happened to him?
Don't worry, Uma. He's safe. He told me about you and your work in this place. He was worried. He'll want to know that you're all right. Wait, please don't turn me in.
This is Nurse Uma Grundy. It turned out to be a false alarm. You don't have to come, thank you.
Thank you, Uma. You did the right thing. My name is Michael.
But now you should explain why you burst. What are you looking?
I came to get medicine.
Cure? You won't find it here. The authorities distributed a memo among the medical staff months ago. I'm sure you can still find a copy of it around here somewhere. It told us that they've definitely abandoned the search for a medicine. The only thing we store here is pain. This place is a tomb, but also for the people who work here. I'm sorry, Michael.
No, that can't be. Oh, man. Condemned to die. I heard their cries of pain out there. What really happens to the dissolved?
Until in the end, then their entire, there's no medic, but there's something.
What could be
The dissolved become that's why the army fears them. They're afraid of their so the sole function of this place is until death. It's also why people, and it's also the reason for the
I should be going now.
Talk to my father, Michael. Tell him that I'm all right, that he shouldn't worry, that we'll be seeing each other soon, very soon.
Let's see. Inside, I only see dust and a tiny key. Let's see if it's the key to this closet. Bingo! According to one of the cleanup brigade's forums, this is the device they use to navigate during their raids. Sort of like an electronic map. It looks like some satellites are actually still working after the Great Wave. Something I could easily confirm if this contraption had batteries in it. Their corpses deserve a decent burial, not to be put in a dirty, used plastic bag. This street is even more desolate and silent than it was before. I guess while I was in the subterranean hospital before that dissolved, the soldiers called the curfew. What are you doing out here, ma'am? What's the matter?
It's my brother. He's disappeared. We don't know where he is.
What do you mean he's disappeared?
Well, we haven't seen him since he spoke to you, since he ran out of the church. We've been searching for him for hours.
And you don't have any idea?
No, he simply ran out of the... And we haven't heard any... I just know that something terrible is... I fear the word.
Calm down.
I have a feel... Besides, if they find my brother is...
I understand.
We have to...
Of course.
The camp is closed, Rat.
But I have to come in. What happened?
There's no understanding, you worm. Once you're outside, one of our soldiers, and the camp will remain closed, so take...
There was an attack?
Yes. Someone hit one of the... He was killed. Luckily, it seems there was a witness who saw the perpetrators launch the projectile, and they have been detained. But we never trust the testimony of a rat, so we're waiting for the criminal...
I don't think it's going to take very long to get the truth out of these kids. Or to find the weapon they used to commit the crime.
Good God. What have I done? I knew I shouldn't have gotten them mixed up in this. But they're just a couple of... What are you planning on...
Killing an official is punishable by... And martial law, they acted as adults. And they will... As soon as... Do you have a...
You're nothing but a gang of...
One more word and I couldn't care. Get out of my sight.
Those pigs are gonna kill the boys. I'll be responsible for... I have to do something. Before I go down, in case the rope... Jesus! It's the corpse of Reverend Blake! His neck is broken. In his delirium, he must not have seen the rope I left tied around the tree. It must have fallen from the top when he was trying to get down. But what the hell was he looking for? Let's see what's in here. Good idea. I could use Reverend Blake as a scapegoat to protect those children. On the other hand, him being one of the most... I doubt anyone would believe my story. Damn it. If I don't prevent it, those bastards in uniform are going to For God's sake. I have to do it. This is gonna be hard. Very hard. But those children are innocents in all this. And those ruthless savages are about to kill them in cold blood. I have no other choice.
God damn it! Had the visions again! Not now. I have to do this. I've got to do this.
My head! You've got to stop this, Michael. I can't stand it anymore. This has to end.
I can't help it. It's that demon. You know I can't help it.
Please, Michael. Please. Make it stop.
Yes. That tiny cowardly demon. I remember. Digging its claws into your soul like a jagged piece of glass. Whispering in your ear. What you're doing is right. Because nobody has the authority to tell you otherwise. I remember it. I remember. I can smell it, feel it, touch it.
No, please, don't do it. No!
That cowardly demon, that dark and intimate specter that only you know, that gains strength in this new world. That brutal sensation of acid running through your veins, corroding, little by little, anything good and decent you might have left inside you.
turning it into pain, rot, and emptiness. Good God, what have I done? What have I done? Why are you showing me this? Please, answer me. Who was I before the catastrophe? Before the world collapsed? Do I really want to know? God, I'm afraid. I'm afraid of myself. Oh, my head! What the hell's going on? Oh, God! My head feels like it's gonna explode!
Michael, please, help us! Help us! Please, remember, Beechwood Oracle.
Repent! It's the sun! Was it our fault? Did we do it? Yes! We did it!
Enough! Please! Enough!
Please, Michael, help us! Only you can do it. Remember, Beechwood Oracle.
Good God. What are these images? And that woman's voice. It's the same one that woke me up in the trailer. I'm trying. I'm trying to remember. Stop tormenting me. I hope Rod helps me find some answers. If not, I'll go mad. Absolutely mad. No! Please! These visions! My head!
You won't get any of his things. I won't allow it. Do you hear me?
Michael, is that you? Thank God we found you. It's me, Chris. Don't you recognize me? But there is a solution, Michael. All is not lost. There is still a possibility of salvation for us. For each and every one of us.
You have to stop this, Michael. You have to quit.
I can't do it.
It's destroying us, don't you see? It's killing us.
It's that demon inside me. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. These visions are getting more intense all the time. The pain is unbearable. Who's Chris? Salvation is still possible, he said. Could that be true? And once again, that female voice has been haunting me since I woke up. Who is she? Why was she so distressed? What the hell happened to us? Or is going to happen to us? This is gonna be hard. Very hard. But those children are innocents in all this. And those ruthless savages are about to kill them in cold blood. I have no other choice. God damn it! The visions again! Not now. I have to do this. I've got to do this. My head!
You've got to stop this, Michael. I can't stand it anymore. This has to end.
I can't help it. It's that demon. You know I can't help it.
Please, Michael. Please. Make it stop.
Yes. That tiny, cowardly demon. I remember. Digging its claws into your soul like a jagged piece of glass. Whispering in your ear that what you're doing is right. Because nobody has the authority to tell you otherwise. I remember it. I remember. I can smell it, feel it, touch it. No, please, don't do it. No! That cowardly demon, that dark and intimate specter that only you know, that gains strength in this new world. That brutal sensation of acid running through your veins, corroding, little by little, anything good and decent you might have left inside you, turning it into pain, rot, and emptiness. Good God, what have I done? What have I done? Why are you showing me this? Please, answer me. Who was I before the catastrophe? Before the world collapsed? Do I really want to know? God, I'm afraid.
I'm afraid of myself.
I'll get my stuff. You have to let those boys go. They're innocent. You've got the wrong people.
What are you insinuating, rat? You better have a good read or we'll splatter your brains.
I know who the guilty party is.
Hey, we've got to start talking.
Okay. I hope those pigs, because if they find out the truth, the murderer was a deranged man I met in the city He told me he was desperate. Tired of the humiliation. He was determined to do something. I didn't believe him at the time, but now I see. After the attack, he committed suicide by jumping into the cesspit next to the camp road. His face is unrecognizable from Penny, but I'm sure you'll find the murder weapon.
We'll check out.
We're approaching what looks like a body. It looks like that worm...
What a mess. What the hell?
Meh, who cares?
We found the guilty party with the murder weapon. Let those kids go. And unlock the camp gate. Over.
You can come in now, rat.
I brought the morphine for your husband, just as I promised. This woman in this house gave me the chills. Let's get this over with as soon as possible.
So you've come for your money. Is that it?
You offered it to me.
No, you're right. That's what we agreed. I take your money, Mike.
All right. Thank you and good luck.
Wait! Mike, is it money that you want? I have more money. I still have... I'm sure we can figure something.
I don't understand.
My husband is about to die. Without him, we'll be nobodies. The soldiers don't even show us any respect anymore. A while ago, and it didn't matter to them in the least. But if you stay here, I could arrange for you to become the new Camp Mo. You're not like the rest of those rats out there, Michael. You're one of us. We'd be important again. We'd keep our privileges. Or do you want to be just another beggar in this sewer? I can't lower myself to that. I'd do anything. Stay here with us, Michael.
No. I don't doubt for a second that this woman will be capable of anything, like a cornered scorpion. I don't think that would be a good idea. It would be better for me to leave. Take good care of those boys. They're good kids.
Yeah, get out of here, you disgusting rat. You're all alike. In this camp, all you rats are alike. I don't need you. I don't need any of you. You're just waiting to see us fall. But I won't give you the satisfaction, you disgusting rats. I'll do what I have to do. But you won't see me crawling around in the trash like you.
A cornered scorpion, surrounded by flames that are closing in. I think it would be best not to speak to this woman ever again. She could be dangerous.
Mr. Sleepyhead.
Excuse me? What did you call me?
You're Mr. Sleepyhead. I saw you sleeping in Colin's trailer. I'm so glad you're awake now.
I wasn't asleep. I was sick for a long time in that trailer.
No, you weren't sick. You were sleeping. Like a big brown bear, Sir Sleepyhead. Sometimes I used to watch you sleeping in Rod's house, and you would grunt in your... a great big... But I'm glad you're awake now. I like your voice. You sound like a knight in a fairy tale.
Mr. Sleepyhead? No, that's not my name. I'm Michael.
No, you're just trying to fool me. You're Mr. Sleepyhead. My name is Rose.
There's something odd about this girl's behavior. It's true that she's very young, but she talks like a little girl. Nice to meet you, Rose. So, do you know Rod and Colin too?
Of course. I go over to their house a lot. Well, when they let me out of the van, that is. Rod and his wife have been very nice to me. Sometimes they let me play with... We're very good friends. Are you...
Yes.
Do you want me to...
Of course.
I have your old clothes. The ones you were wearing when Rod and his wife found you. I have them. They were going to throw them away. It'll be cold now that winter...
Your baby?
Yes, I have a baby. But he's not... Have you seen him? Do you... I have another secret to tell you.
Back in the van, Rose. Now. Move your ass. Get in there.
Another secret? Just a minute. Wait!
Get in that van, Rose.
It's a very important secret, Mr. Sleepyhead. But first I have to find my baby. Have you...
Come on, Rose, you heard me. You don't want to get us mad now, do you?
I have to go. Goodbye, Mr. Sleepyhead.
Poor girl. She's obviously mentally ill.
And you? If you want to go in there with her, you gotta pay like everybody else.
I brought money. Let me see Rose.
Hey, this is a lot of dough, pal.
So, is it enough?
More than enough. This'll get you into Rose's van for the rest of the night. All you can eat. Have a good time with our Minnie Mouse, but be careful with the merchandise. You know how it works. You break it, you buy it.
Yeah, I get it.
Hello, Mr. Sleepyhead. You came back.
Hello, Rose.
Are you here to save me? Have you brought me my baby? They won't let me leave here to look for him. He's all I have left in the world. I don't have anyone else. Will you help me? That's why you came back, isn't it? Or did you come back for the other thing? Do you want me to take off my clothes and lie down on the mattress?
I'd like to talk to you, Rose. You told me you had a secret to tell me. I need to hear it.
Yes, Mr. Sleepyhead. I know a secret about you. It's something very important, but I'm not going to tell you.
Why not?
Because you haven't brought me my baby. I asked you to help me and you haven't done it. I want to... Aren't we friends anymore, Miss...
Yes, of course we're... But Rose, please.
Okay. I have something, but I won't give it to you unless...
The key to my chest of dreams? I don't know, but if it's something from before... Rose, I don't have time for games. Give me whatever you have, please.
No. You have to help me first. Please bring me my baby. Have you seen the picture of my baby and me? It was taken before I have... Bring him to me!
Hey, pal! You can have a good time with our Minnie Mouse, but don't... You know how it works.
All right, Rose, all right. Calm down. No, I don't want you to lie down.
It's because of them. They don't let me go any farther. They say I have to be ready in case a client... They only let me go see Rod and Colin in their trailer every...
And why don't you run away?
Those men are too scary, Mr. Sleepyhead. They yell at me and hit me if I don't do... And I'm afraid the soldiers will come. They say they'll call them. And if... I'm so afraid of the dark. Colin is afraid. I like the light.
Yes.
It's like it's Christmas, but the one who scares me, he even gives... I get the ship. But I like your voice very much, Mr. Sleepyhead. You sound like a knight in a fairy tale. And I'm your princess.
You said you don't have anyone. Where is your family?
I don't know, Mr. Sleepyhead. The last time I saw them was when that great wave came. They said they were leaving, but that they'd come back to find me. And then they left me alone with my baby. They told me they'd only come back if I took good care of him. If I held him and rocked him to sleep, like in the picture on the wall. Did you see my baby and me in the picture, Mr. Sleep? But someone took him. You see, I had this dream while those soldiers were hurting me. Do you like to dream, Mr. Sleepyhead?
It depends on the dream.
I dream about my baby a lot, sleeping in his little cradle. And I also dream about my room in the house I used to live in before the Great Wave. The sun came in through the window every morning and lit up everything. Sometimes it looked like the walls were going to catch fire. This room is darker. I don't like the dark. That's when they come and hurt me. And sometimes they lock me here in the dark to punish me if I don't do what they say. Have you brought me my baby, Mr. Sleepyhead?
That poor girl is more disturbed than I thought. It looks like her mind hasn't been able to deal with all the pain of these last few months. Someone needs to get her out of here. No, Rose. I'm sorry. I haven't brought you here, baby. Goodbye, Rose. I should be going now.
No, don't go. Please. Will you help me, Mr. Sleepyhead? Will you bring me my baby? And will you bring me a cradle like this one in the picture? Be my knight in shining armor. Bring me what I ask and I'll give you the answer. The key to unlock your chest of dreams.
I'll try, Rose. I promise. It's a page torn out of a very old magazine. In her delirium, poor Rose thinks it's a photograph of her and her baby taken before the Great Wave.
Huh? Leaving us so soon? Hey, you're quick, pal. So, how'd our little mouse do?
I don't have anything else to discuss with you two.
Okay, come back anytime you like. You paid for her. The door to the van is open to you all night long.
Michael, thank God you've come back. Colin is worse. His trances are getting longer and deeper. My wife and I are afraid the end is near. Please tell me that you've brought the medicine to cure his disease.
This is going to be very hard. But this man deserves to know the truth. I owe him that. I'm sorry, Rod. You have to see this. It's an army report. It says that the cure we were talking about doesn't exist. That it never existed.
No, but there has to be a cure. There has to be hope for us. The vultures are starting to gather around our trailer, waiting for the end so they can take my son's belongings. Colin himself can see them from the window of his room.
Calm down, Rod.
Don't tell me to calm down! You've brought ruin to this house. You've come to sentence Colin to death. But that drug exists. It has to exist!
Listen to me, Rod. I've done everything in my power to find the drug, but there is no such thing. Try to understand. There's no cure for the dissolved.
The dissolved? I warned you, Michael. I warned you not to use that word in this house! Get out of here! Get out of our lives forever!
Wait, Rod. I'm sorry, but you promised to help me. You promised to help me get my identity back.
Help you? You've ruined our lives. You've condemned our little boy to death. Get out of here. Get out of here at once!
Michael? Michael, I have to talk to you. I have a message. I have a message from her.
My God, it's Colin. A message from her?
Michael! Michael, please! She told me to talk to you.
Where do you think you're going? Don't you...
But the boy...
Colin's delirious. He doesn't...
Michael! Michael!
Damn you. Listen, Michael. We have a gun in that room. Don't make me waste one...
It's all right, Rod. Calm...
And as for you, vultures, drawn by the scent of death, I won't let you take anything. You hear me? Not a single thing! When this is over, when he's gone, I'll make sure there's nothing left for you. You won't get anything! You won't get anything.
Let's see what's in here. There's nothing coming out of the hole. Whatever's in this drum must be solid. Let's see what's in here. There's nothing coming out of the hole, though it weighs a ton. Whatever it is in this drum must be solid. Okay, so we'll make a hole in one of these drums. Blah. This must be the poisonous concoction they serve as a beverage in the bar. The drum is already empty enough. I think I can now get rid of this old hand drill. I doubt I'll be using it again. With its contents spilled all over the ground, the punctured drum doesn't seem so heavy anymore. This is the only way I can think of to draw those thugs out of their den.
What the hell is going on now?
Ugh, another power failure. Go figure, nothing works in this damn camp.
This damn sewer is gonna be the end of us.
Everything's okay. Calm down and shut your mouth. You, light some candles. Get us some light in here. And you, come with me and take a look.
It would be better if they didn't see me around here.
Hey, look. The main cable. How could that have...
I don't know, maybe the...
Bunch of idiots.
Yep. And he...
Damn it. I can kiss that stuff good...
Sabotage?
I haven't the faintest...
What happened, Hank?
Hey, Mike. Nothing. Some idiotic camper. We'll give him a fitting reward. So, tell me.
I wanted to talk
Business? Of course. I'm sure we'll come inside and sit down with me. And you, fix this. All right, dude. You told me you wanted to talk business. So, here we are. Shoot.
The last time I was here, you told me that you could get anything. I need some battery.
Of course, Mike. I want to help you.
How much is it gonna cost?
Save your cash for those... I can see the future, dude. And that stupid paper will...
So what is it you want in exchange?
The only liquid asset still worth anything in fuel. Bring me anything that can make a These are dark. You bring me the fuel...
It's obvious that I don't have anything like that on.
Then I'm sorry to have no fuel, but you're a smart guy.
I should be going now. But first, I was able to talk to Rose, and those two bastards who are exploiting her. Your business stinks to high heaven, Hank.
Watch your mouth in my house, you damn prig. Because you're insulting me in front of my people. And this is not the first time.
That poor girl is disturbed. She has the mind of a child. What you guys are doing isn't right.
Do you want to talk about justice, dude? About that objective, impartial, blind lady with the scales? It's funny that you're the one bringing up that blindfolded whore. And wasn't it you who paid handsomely for some time alone with that little mouse? So, did you have a good time with her, Mike? And tell me, what are those blood stains on your shirt? I suppose my informants are mistaken, and that blood is unrelated to the disappearance of a certain preacher in this city. Michael, did you treat him justly? Now, who the hell do you think you are, handing out lessons in morality to anyone, dude?
But how do you know? Oh, wait, there's an explanation for all that.
Of course, there's an explanation. And it's very simple. You gotta do what you gotta do. But don't you worry, Mike. I see everything, but your secrets are safe with me. I like you, dude, because deep down, you and our true nature is coming out in... You just need the courage.
You're wrong.
I hope for your sake that you're a predator. I can tell. Don't make the mistake of turning into a lamb. And when it comes to Rose, that's the it's given us Rose just like the rest of... Ain't it grand, dude? It's only now that we're truly free to choose. But don't get me wrong. The right to defend herself is hers, and hers alone. So be careful with the heroic gestures, Mike. You touch a single and I'll rip your skin off. They're friends of mine. Got it?
Yes. You've made yourself perfectly clear. I should be going.
Okay, Mike. Whatever.
Hey, Hank. What if I told you I know where you can get more fuel than you've ever dreamed of?
Don't call me that again, dude. Like I told you, that man died in the Great Wave. But you have aroused my curiosity. So, where is this place? Information like that is well worth the batteries you need.
A few hours ago, I found a way to get into the medical center you told me about on the outskirts of the city. It's much bigger than it looks like from the outside, and it uses enormous generators to power its electrical system. They're storing hundreds of barrels of fuel in a huge depot, which is hidden behind a fence that goes all the way around the compound. It's invisible from the outside.
Yeah, and I suppose you brought those hundreds of barrels to the camp to bargain with me.
No, But I do have the key that will let you and your men get them out of there without raising suspicion. It's a vehicle pass for entering the compound, stamped by the Army.
That's a very interesting story, dude. I'll have to do some checking, but it sounds promising. Now, if what you're saying is true, you're going to make one weary old bear very happy. But if you're lying, I'll find you wherever...
So you'll give me the batteries in exchange for the ID?
Deal. The ID is now mine.
Okay, let's see if this device still works. Huh, it works! But what do we have here? It's a list with hundreds of names, places and addresses, and a map of the city.
Hey, Mike, wait. Before you go. I've been thinking about it, and now it's my turn to propose a deal to you.
A deal?
Yeah, listen. Me and my boys don't like leaving the camp any more than we have to. We're a bit too well known and sought after by the pigs out there, if you get my drift.
I see.
All that talk about the medical center, the fuel and the ID got me curious. I need to get the lay of the land, to check out some things and work out a plan. But I can't expose myself. It would look very suspicious if I were to be seen poking around out there.
Of course. And what do you need from me?
Bring us enough information about that depot for us to make a plan. I'm talking diagrams, coordinates, maps, or better yet, a photo. Bring back what I'm asking for, and I'll give you whatever you want in return. What is it you need, dude?
Do you know the trailer where Rod Atkinson and his wife live?
Yes, of course. I know Rod, that hypocritical busybody. He still thinks that with his old world morality, he can save everyone in the camp. He's a real pain in the ass, dude.
They have a young son, Colin. I can't tell you why, but I need to be alone with the kid, just for a few minutes. You have to make a commotion outside, to keep Rod and his wife, keep them busy.
You never I don't know what you've got. Bring me the information, and I promise. And Mike.
I don't know what idea is percolating in them, but I have to play along. Deal. But nobody gets hurt, okay?
Bring me that photograph of the fuel depot at the hospital.
Okay, let's enter the address shown on the card from Beechwood Oracle, 24 Mametz Wood Street. The map shows me a place near downtown. Let's go have a look. No matter what you... I guess you... I don't have a good feeling about the deep red of the cover. I'm not going to take one. The sign says, emergency exit. Well, it seems that in spite... And now, I know it doesn't look like it's going to... Done. They crisscross the building. This system of staircase. It rains on the river. They actually... More of the what the hell?
Hey, wait a minute! Who?
I don't see it.
Look at that building!
I think you're a little Come on.
Shut up! All this is because of those pests. I couldn't stand...
I better not let those two psychopaths down there see me. The lights are broken and burnt out. I'm not going to waste time on this. Okay, I'll use the can to avoid touching those disgusting fish with my hands. It's useless. I should just accept the idea that these fish won't ever swim in freedom again.
There you are, you mangy bit. Now I've got... Ow! Goddamn revolting cat, I prom...
Don't get mad. You almost...
Shut up! What the shit? Why does nothing work right in this filthy city?
Looks like... Suppose you've...
Shut your mouth! I'm not...
Hey, wait a minute. I've seen this place before. I've been here. I recognize this rooftop. Those trees. The park. The statue. Tomorrow comes today. Of course. The photo from the poster. It was shot from someplace in this very building. But what's the meaning of all this? And could it be that the voice wasn't actually trying to lead me to that burned out bookstore down there? But rather to this building? To this place? There's a piece of paper stuck to the door, and it looks like it has a handwritten message on it. Let's see what it says here. Who could Sarah be? The front door of this apartment has been reinforced despite the surveillance. There's a metal plaque on the wall next to the door. Michael Argent, photographer. I can't believe it. This is the apartment of a man named Michael, an apartment located above the Beechwood Oracle bookstore. And can all this really be a coincidence? It's hard to believe, but to my own front door?
Isn't it time for you to go back to your nest, rat?
That ignorant bastard is starting to get on my nerve. Yes. By the way, how did the chase go?
You'd better go. It's not to...
You shut your mouth, you... Those beasts are possessed!
I'm sure that would make you... Just one more... Try to stay away from the trash.
I've warned you, you filthy rat! You've worn out my patience! Ow! This'll teach you to treat me with a little more respect! I'm going to wipe that stupid grin off your face! Ouch! This is the only language you shitheads from the refugee camp understand! So, you're going to treat me with respect now, aren't you?
Come on, leave him alone. And it's in our interest to keep him...
Well, you're safe for now. Another day, I'll...
I don't think doing this would serve any purpose. These stains mark the spot where that bloated psychopath knocked me down with his flashlight. Now I can say Wait a minute. It's a Okay, I'll use the bucket for what it was designed for, to be filled with water. Before I go down, I'll leave the heavy in case the... I'll get my stuff. There goes. Maybe we can still salvage something from the fire. Now that the fire... Let's see. I'll use the rusty nails to attach these two objects together. Let's see. I'll use the electrical tape to join these two objects. The bad news is that I just used up all the electrical tape. Ugh, I'm not gonna do it. Rocking that charred doll is too creepy. I get the chills just thinking about it. The Great Wave may be making me lose my mind, but I'm still not crazy enough to want to put a piece of burnt plastic in a crib.
Thank you, Mr. Now I can... But now I need... Bring me my...
Okay. I'm not proud of what I'm about to do, but I need to find out that secret Rose is keeping from me. And if she wants her baby, I'll give her... I brought you your...
Did you bring me my baby? Did you bring him? Thank you so much, Mr. Sleepyhead. You kept your word. You brought me my baby.
Now I need you to tell me that secret you...
Yes, our secret. It's the key, and now...
But it's a real key.
I found it in your jet when I got to my room. The key I had just... It was the key to... Because you like... Of course you...
The key. Thank you very much. Take good care. I should be go...
No, please. Now that I found my baby, I have... If you leave, more... And I can't stand the dark. And now they'll wonder...
The hunter was clear. Well, there'll be hell. I'm sorry, Rose.
Mr. Sleepy, don't let them touch... You have to get...
Good God. This is And what was I? Damn it. I can't... Even if I don't know... I'll help you, Rose.
Thank you. Do you promise?
Yes. Let's see if my intuition is correct. Yes, the key... Solstice Times. That's the name of... Now I understand. It seems like as of a... Union Country Messenger. The New Truth. The New Truth. First, I'll put the newspaper I took back in its place. As much as I might like my... It can't be. It's me. This photo. I remember it. I remember this photograph.
Please, Michael, help us. Only you can do it.
And this woman is... she's... Emily. She's my wife. Now I remember her. The person who's been communicating with me all this time. Emily.
I love you, Michael.
And I now pronounce you...
Don't ever leave me.
I won't.
I have something to tell you, Michael.
Are you really? Oh, yes!
Things are not going well between us, Michael. You know that.
It's only a rough patch. You'll see. It's all your fault!
You have to get on top of this, Michael. It's destroying both of us. I'm afraid of you.
Shut up! Shut up! Everything will be different. Remember that vacation we took to the beach? And we were getting to know each other? Everything will go back to the way it was.
Promise me.
I promise. Oh, Emily, what does all this mean? Where are you? How can I find you? What are these messages you keep repeating in my head? I've lost my mind. I've lost my mind. That's the only logical explanation for this. Oh, Emily. My poor Emily. Where are you? How can I find you? Of course. The letters T and T on the letterhead of Sarah and Chris's note stand for the newspaper, The New Truth. I'll enter the address of the newspaper office shown on the front page. The map indicates a place near the main avenue of the city. Will it still be standing? Let's go find out.
Good God, Michael, is that you?
There's no question about it. That's the person I saw in my vision. The person mentioned in the note I found in my house. What was his name? Hello, Chris.
Come in, quickly. It's dangerous to be out on the streets at this hour. Michael, I'm so glad to see you again. After all that time without hearing from you, Sarah and I feared the worst. But tell me...
From his enthusiastic welcome, it looks like this man... But can I trust him? It's a long story, Chris. Very long.
I'm all...
And while I tell him everything I can remember, the few things in my memory since waking up in Rod's trailer, I see a mixture of tenderness and compassion on his face. Something I haven't seen in anyone else since waking up in this hellhole. I haven't the slightest doubt. I can trust this man.
I'm sorry for everything that... Sarah and I had been trying to get in touch with you. Now I know. As a matter of fact, she went out to take that note to your... Tell me, did you find...
Sarah? I just found this handwritten note...
Of course, forgive me. Sarah is my wife. That's how you and the two of you. Emma, I want you to know that what happened to Emma, we could hardly bring ourselves to speak to you.
What the hell are you talking...
Good God. Don't Emily die?
But that's impossible.
I'm sorry to be the one to make... You yourself told Sarah and me on the phone, a little while before you returned home. It happened while the two of you were in Japan, scarcely a few days before the Great Wave hit. At the paper, we sent you on an assignment to do a photo essay on those strange lights that had been sighted in the sky over Tokyo. So you got all your photography equipment together and set off right away. Emily went with you. You two decided to use the trip as a chance to work on your marriage, which had been in trouble for a long time. You were in bad shape, Michael. Your financial problems, her miscarriages, your violent, self-destructive nature. Emily couldn't take it anymore. You were putting her through too much back then.
Things are not going well between us, Michael. You know that.
It's only a rough patch. You'll see. It's all your fault!
You have to get on top of this, Michael. It's destroying both of us. I'm afraid of you.
I can't help it. It's that demon. You know I can't help it.
From what you told us, things were getting better. After so many years, both of you were starting to rediscover each other.
Everything will be different. Remember that vacation we took to the beach? When we were getting to know each other?
Everything will go back to the way it was.
Promise me.
I promise.
Until one night in your hotel, Emily started to feel sick. It all happened very fast. She was having fainting spells, vomiting, running a fever. You took her to the nearest hospital where she was admitted immediately.
Emily, what's happening? Emily! Emily!
And a few hours later, they told you she was dead. They wouldn't even let you see her body. They wouldn't let you see her. The Japanese authorities hustled you off on the next plane out. It was all very strange and disconcerting. And the very night you arrived, the great wave hit.
Oh, Emily. Now I remember it. I remember everything. I remember her pale, haggard face when she took my hand.
Don't worry. It's nothing. Everything will be all right, she was saying, while they were wheeling her deep into the hospital. And she waved goodbye to me, forcing a smile to cover her fear.
And then I saw it. I swear I could see how time was stopping. Little by little. In her eyes.
Emily can't be dead. She talks to me. I've been hearing her voice for some time now. You must think I've lost my mind.
From the little we were able to talk to you before you got back, we could see that her death hit you terribly. You felt extreme. You said you would never. It's possible, but it's also...
If Emily died before the Great Wave...
Let me tell you, in spite of the catastrophe, and since the Great Wave, are the most incredible and chilling thousands, no, millions of we're living through the strangest and most There's no question that something the emergence of and our gradual approach.
Yes.
Everyone talks about it. Did you know that the catastrophe, they keep us isolated and misinformed? But that's the truth. The Great Wave didn't just destroy this city. At the exact same moment, there's never been an official account, but at the new truth,
they,
the elite, the army, the shadow government, they're determined to maintain the power structures of the old world. The irony is, for the moment, the rules of the game have changed. They're disoriented and frightened. That's what but information weakens them. And that's why we have to...
The dissolve.
Yes, the fate of the... From reliable sources, we've been a few early cases...
What?
Yes, Michael. What's more, people have...
I could tell you one. Colin, the only child of the family that took care of me in the refugee camp, is dissolved. Just a few hours ago, in a deep trance, he kept saying that he wanted to give me a message from Emily.
Good God, Michael.
I don't know, but I will, and I have to hurry.
If only we had more information, if only we knew a little bit more about those strange underground we need more info, and a handful of tests for detecting the disease that we were able to steal, and that's not very...
Dead synchronicity? What's that?
It's very difficult to explain, Michael. Time is running out. And the end...
Look around you, Chris.
If the theory about the future that the arrival, the end of the law, and with them, and indeed, but the good reverse.
Reverse? Is that pop?
Of course, no. I can't, and we...
I need answers too. Where can I...
A few... He told of the reason. It's a real...
And where is it?
The same day she left the note at your house, which had been the safest place, but she never came back, Michael. I was hoping she'd found you. And she'd taken refuge in your apartment.
Don't worry, Chris.
Yes, I know. If you want to help us, Michael, but I know that you'll be... It's vitally important. Even answers about... Follow the trail of... But be very careful.
Dangerous.
Indeed, that's why they became the perfect height. For some time now, the army has been... If they find you in one of...
I'll be fine.
Take the... I've marked the exact spot where the meeting was supposed to take place. It's a huge subterranean gallery where several pipes converge. Michael, please, bring me that report. And for the love of God, bring Sarah back to me safe and...
I'll do it. The crowbar fits. Out of the question. I could... Here goes. I'll use the map Chris gave me as a guide. These tunnels are a real labyrinth. This is the place marked on the map, the place where Sarah and her confidential source were found. There's a very familiar sound coming from the depths of the tunnel behind this grate. It's a subway train. I don't get it. If they boarded up the subway stops and shut down the subway service, what the devil are those trains carrying? And where are they going? Let's see what the devil's so tangled up in here. My God! Sarah! A bullet's torn off her jaw, but her face is still recognizable. Poor Chris. How am I going to break this to him? Hello, Chris.
Michael, you're back already? Tell me, did you find Sarah?
I brought the report.
Oh, that's great. Ah, damn. I was expecting a paper. We have a serious
problem.
We're not in the old and access to electricity. The good news is that I was... The bad news is that we don't...
What can we do?
If we want to find out, bring me a generator. But tell me, please, did you find Sarah? Why didn't she come back with you?
I'm sorry, Chris. Sarah's dead.
God. But what?
I found Sarah's body in one of the graded tunnels. I took the report out of her hands.
Oh, my poor... Please, Michael, don't do it for me.
I'll do what I can.
Now, get me that...
What do we have here? As one would expect, there are only old magazines, stacks of paper, and out... No, wait a minute. Perfect. Now I can load the camera. The tab that closes the film compartment is broken. I can't use it like this. I need something to hold it in place, or else the film will keep falling out. Before leaving his house, I shoot a furtive glance at Chris. He's gazing at Sarah's photo in silence, completely lost in thought. Maybe I should have lied about what happened to her. Told him that she got away, leaving the report behind, that she's safe and sound, and just waiting for the right moment to come back. The truth is a poisonous inheritance from the old world. What good does it do to know it, if it snatches away your last hope? I can't believe it. The tooth fragment fits perfectly into the slot for the broken tab. Now I can close the film compartment. I think it would be too morbid to photograph that. Let's see what this room actually is, with a little light. All right, I'll flip the switch for the only circuit that's not blown. I think I hear the... Let's take a look. Perfect. I brought what we agreed. Here's the photograph of the fuel depot.
Fantastic, Mike. Let's see what you've got there. This is incredible. Those pigs have been storing thousands, and all within our reach. With your ID, all we have to do is... You've just made me very, very happy.
Now you have to hold up your...
Yes, of course. You know I'm a man of my word. Besides, I'll get Rod and his wife out of their trailer. So you have my word and my
But remember that you quietly and with no violence. I just need your men to distract his parents on some pretext for long enough for me to slip in.
Of course, Mike. You have my word that we're... Only what's strictly. Give me a few minutes and then go to the trailer.
Okay, but before I go...
Today you've been the bearer of the so shoot.
I need an electric generator urgently.
Hey, dude, calm down. Since the Great Wave, a generator has become worth more than the lives of 100. Don't think I couldn't get you one. But the price will be so high.
But I just gave you access to...
But those barrels aren't walking out of that place on their own. I'm sorry, but the...
Some soldiers murdered a friend of mine in the sewers.
Well. Murdered in the sewers. Wait, don't answer. I've heard about that custom among some... It means she was hiding a...
Yes, you're absolute... I'm not going to tell you what she was doing there. To changing things in the shithole left behind by the Great Wave. You'd be incapable of understanding. Even I have a... It's none of your business.
Listen, Mike, you know what I think of those... For everyone's sake, they all... But you know what? You're loyal to your friends, and I... So consider it...
Her body's...
Your friend will have a decent... I give you my... You should be going now. Give me a few minutes. Adios.
Wait a minute. What's that noise? Why is everyone fleeing? What's going on? The cleanup brigades are coming. And they're heading for Rod's trailer. God damn it! The hunters turned them in! That animal turns Colin and his family in!
No, he's not sick. It's a mistake. Don't take him away. It's all a misunderstanding.
It's just a question of minutes before those bastards break into the trailer and take the boy.
You're making a mistake! My child is not sick!
Okay, I've got to act fast. The noise the ambulance makes will cover the sound of the glass breaking.
Michael? Michael, is that you?
Yes, Colin. It's me. But how do you know my name?
Emily told me a lot about you. That's how I know you. She gave me a message. She said it was very important that I give it to you. What's all that noise outside, Michael? Where are my parents?
It's nothing, Colin. Your parents will be back very... But it's impossible for you to have spoken...
Yes. Yeah, Emily is always with me. When I go down though, she's there. Emily gave me a message, Michael.
Tell me what happens on those underground...
The highways are very dark, and I don't want to go down. There's no light, and they're full of ghosts. Everyone seems very sad and angry. At things I don't even understand. At first, I hid the whole time, or I wandered around by myself until I met Emily. Now I'm not so afraid of the underground.
You say that Emily takes care of you?
She protects me. She keeps me because I used to be really scared. But now with Emily, she tells me that what's happening to, but that the sickness will go away soon. That she also got...
Emily told you that...
Yes, she told me that she went through this before me. That a while back she got the same sick. She told me that she felt very lonely too. And that the pain... And that's why I shouldn't worry. She's very kind to me. She's very kind...
Yes, Colin. Yes. Emily contracted the same disease. No. Is that why they didn't let me see her body? Is that the... And what is this message you have to give me that's so important?
She told me that she couldn't come back to be with us, that she will be trapped forever on the underground highways, and that the same thing will happen to me. That's why she asked me to tell you that we're connected. She told me that we're connected, and it's...
Connected?
Emily told me there was a thread that and that's why there's still a chance, but that only you could do it. While there's still... She told me, can you make everything go... I don't want to be stuck on the hook. Can you really make everything...
We're connected? What does that mean? I don't understand anything.
Michael, help me. It hurts so much. Make it stop.
Colin, what's happening?
Make it stop. Please.
Colin! My God. I have to get out of here. I have to get out of here.
Hey, get out of our way and let us do our job.
No, don't go in there. I beg of you.
My son! My son!
Colin, no.
Damn it. I can't breathe. If it's true that there's a way to change all this, I have to find it now.
I don't think I can stand it any longer. I don't think anyone can.
Hello, Mr. Sleepyhead. Have you come to help us?
I don't know whether who I was before the Great Wave entitles me to make any kind of moral judgments. But what I do know is that the Hunter and his men are a real cancer in this new world, which is the only thing that really counts right now. The girl has a right to defend herself, that bastard said. So someone should give her the chance to do that. It's only fair, right? I can't get you out of here, Rose. I'm sorry. You're the only one that can do it.
Thank you.
As she was picking up the revolver, she gave me a look of determination that I didn't know she had in her. Rose acted so quickly that I barely saw what happened through the crack in the door of her van. Her hand was steady, even when the second man begged for his life, sobbing and groveling on the floor. The bullet went right through his heart. Blood splattered all over her white dress. And then she let the revolver drop and sat down, lost in her own world. And she didn't do or say anything else, holed up in her tiny, delirious inner landscape. There she had everything she could ever need, safe at last from the new world, which she will probably never return to. Let's see. The coins fit perfectly in the heads of the screws. It'll be no trouble loosening them and taking the fabric with me. No, the water turned the generator into an enormous hunk of scrap metal. Why would I want to take it with me in this condition? What the hell? Another one of those repeating images. Of those damn time loops.
No. Rose. No, don't do it. No!
It's Rose, killing her captors again. But there's something in this one that makes it different. It feels more real and more intense than the other times. The tank doesn't have any leaks. It's incredible. But the generator is working again. Damn it. It's taking too long to disconnect the cables that connect the generator to the trailer. I won't be able to grab it before the water ruins it. Too late. Covering...
No. Rose. No, don't do it. No!
Okay. First, I'll unplug the cables that connect it to the trailer. No. What the hell am I trying to do? I think it's time for me to get away from Rod and this trailer. For good. I brought the generator you need, Chris.
Great, Michael. I knew you could do it. Give me a few minutes to set up the computer and open the report.
While Chris was getting everything ready, I decided to sit down in one of the armchairs in the office. I was exhausted. My mind had been trying to make sense of the last few hours of my life for what seemed like an eternity. The first hours following my bitter birth in this new world. But how could I judge the new world if I could barely remember the old one? The only thing I was sure of was that we had lost something very valuable along the way. The photograph of our life, overnight, had turned into a dark, blurry, sepia-tinted image. All of civilization had drowned under the Great Wave, and the only thing left on the beach were its remains. But no, I was fooling myself. I was already lost before the catastrophe. To tell the truth, all the other victims of the Great Wave had been luckier than me. They still dreamed of returning to their lives. Mine had already been broken a long time ago. Did I really stand a chance of recovering something I'd already lost forever? What type of strength, what type of miracle could ever give me that second chance?
Michael, wake up!
What's happening?
The report, Michael. It's the report. I was going over it while you were sleeping. It's incredible. It's way beyond our expectations. You're gonna think I've gone crazy, but I don't even know where to start.
How about at the beginning?
Okay. It's the dead synchronicity point. The entire universe is changing, and we're going to witness it. We're going to be witnesses. And victims.
Witnesses? Victims? But what the hell are you talking about? What is this dead synchronicity point?
It's hard to explain. You're a photographer, so I'll try this analogy. Imagine a person's life chronicled in photographs. Up to now, and according to the rules that governed our universe, we were all subject to certain very specific temporal rules. Past, present, and future. That's all there was to it. So, the first thing we'd find would be a photo of the person as a newborn, then another on the person's 6th birthday, then another in college, and so on. Then we'd see photos of the person's wedding, children, old age, death. All in logical, linear, chronological order. Since our universe is conceived along a single line that starts in the past, makes a stopover in the present, and then projects into the future. Do you follow me?
Yes, of course I follow you.
Well, imagine now that this entire temporal architecture crumbles, falls apart, dissolves. Imagine that something or someone has altered the foundations of our universe, changing the rules of the game, forever annihilating our idea of time. The concepts of past, present, and future.
I think you just lost me, Chris.
Then let me continue with the metaphor of the photographs. Imagine now that a card dealer takes all these snapshots that sum up the life of this person, shuffles them, and places them in a stack in one spot on the card table. What would we have then? There would no longer be a chronological line, Michael. There would be no past, present, or future. Each of the individual events captured in these photographs, they would all be happening simultaneously, at the exact same point in time. And that point we would call...
the dead synchronicity point!
Exactly. Now our world is abandoning its old physical laws and getting closer to that dead synchronicity point where time no longer exists. And therefore, all the phenomena and events that happened or will happen in the universe will start to be stacked on top of other ones, like the photographs in the dealer's deck.
That sounds crazy. How credible do you think this report is?
Completely, Michael. The dead synchronicity point is a fact, and the worst thing is that we're approaching it faster and faster. It'll only be a matter of days, at best maybe a few weeks, before the universe enters this new state. Time is ending, in every sense.
And what does all this have to do with us?
Come on, do you still not see it? This change in the architecture of the universe, this nullification of time, is the real origin of the Great Wave, the dissolved, and the emergence of the new world.
I don't understand your explanation about what this damn dead synchronicity point is at all.
Up to now, and according to the rules that governed our universe, we were all subject to certain very specific temporal rules. Past, present, and future. That's all there was to it. So, the first thing we'd find would be a photo of the person as a newborn, then another on the person's 6th birthday, then another in college, and so on.
So...
Yes, it was the first clear and it brought...
What the...
According to the report, the dissolved... What we do know is that the...
Especially...
Of course. This transformation, this radical and overwhelming change in the basic structure of the universe is totally incompatible with human life. We're condemned to die, Michael. Each and every one of us.
That's terrible. How can you be so sure of that?
If you think about it rationally, it's obvious. Our bodies are the product of hundreds of thousands of years of evolution, of a gradual and precarious adaptation to the environment, the universe, and its physical laws. Reaching the dead synchronicity point, the annihilation of time, we'd need another 100,000 years to adapt to such a drastic change. And what do you think will happen to the human race, to each and every one of us when this process concludes? I'll tell you, our primary metabolism will go into a state of shock. Our entire cell structure will be jolted so profoundly and so violently that what we now call our bodies will lose all coherence, leaving behind just a brown puddle as evidence of our existence.
We'll dissolve. Like those poor sick people.
Indeed. According to the report, the dissolved are simply pioneers, people who are ahead of their time, the vanguard of the human race in its final extinction. That's why some cases started cropping up so early, even before the Great Wave. Their illness was the harbinger of the enormous explosion that was to follow. It preceded it by hours, even days. And that's why the cases are multiplying exponentially as we get closer to the end. Do you understand? We'll all end up turning into dissolved.
The last time we spoke, you told me that there could be a solution. A way to reverse all this madness.
Yes, and that's the best part of the report. Theoretically, Michael, and paradoxical as it may sound, our progress toward the dead synchronicity point also brings the opportunity to change things, to turn the process around and return to where we were before our world collapsed.
And how would that be possible?
By penetrating the very center of the anomaly, the deepest nucleus of dead synchronicity, and arriving at the point where time is just starting to fold back into itself before the process is completed. If, inside the dead synchronicity point, each and every one of the events that have happened or will happen in the universe unfold, then surely it must be possible to gain access to the moment when something or someone triggered the catastrophe and stop it.
I can't believe what I'm hearing. You're talking about time travel.
Yes. I'm talking about the possibility of accessing the past to save our present and our future, of turning the Great Wave and all its consequences into a mere nightmare that never actually happened. The report talks about the hypothetical existence of a door leading into the very heart of the dead synchronicity point, a door to each and every one of the snapshots of the past, present, and future of our universe. And if, through that door, we had a chance to access the precise instant when everything went haywire, then we might be able to change things. Michael, that's what we've got to focus on in whatever time we have left. But I have to continue studying this report. I'm sure there are more answers in it, and you have got to help me.
You're telling me that the dead synchronicity point is the origin of all this chaos? That our only chance of salvation is a theoretical journey to the past? Or sooner or later we'll all be obliterated? Like those poor dissolved?
That's right, Michael. So we'd better get to work on it as soon as possible. By the way, the report also mentions another very interesting thing about the dissolved.
What is it?
It seems that in their trances, through their trips to the underground highways, the sick form a strange relationship with each other. It's as if the disease unites them, regardless of any physical distance that might separate them. The report is very unclear on this point, but it seems as if the dissolved are somehow linked, connected.
My God. That can't be.
Remember. Please, remember.
Everything fits now. Everything makes sense.
Please. Enough. My head.
Emily asked me to tell you that we're connected, Michael. We're connected.
Michael, what's going on?
Chris, get one of those tests ready. Fast.
But what for? You don't think that you're also...
Do as I say.
Okay. Give me your hand. It's positive. Michael, you're sick. You're dissolved.
No! That can't be! No! No!
Michael. Michael. Wake up.
Emily? Emily, is that you?
Please, Michael, wake up. Wake up.
Is that really you? Where am I?
Yes, Michael. It's me. You are on the underground highways